Back here on the Cougar Sports Network for Game 2 for the Cougars, taking on North Park University. North Park's first game of the season. CUC playing as the home team in Game 2 here. Dylan Scott dishing on the mound for the Cougars. Hits the first batter in Summerfeld. Going to put a runner on base early on. Not really how you want to start this game if you're Dylan Scott. But runner on base early. Joe Perona up at the plate now. This one misses for ball one. Outside there for ball two. Same lineup for the Cougars as game one. Only difference is the starting arm in Dylan Scott. Brandon Mahler behind the plate. From right to left on the infield, Kasich, Boswell, Zagerman, Crater. Left to right in the outfield is Holloway, Hickman, and Dorsch. As the pickoff attempt at first is no good. Perona at the plate for the Vikings, swinging .351 last season. Started and appeared in 42 games for the Vikings. Looks to get things going here as that one misses outside for a quick 3-0 count in favor of the Vikings. Cougars struggling to get going here early on. As that one down the middle for strike one. Scott checks on the runner. Looks for the pick once again. No good. Summerfeld back to the base with plenty of time. Perona fouls this one off to the left, bringing this to a full count. Scott working his way back into this. The pick-off attempt once again, no good. Cougars successful with one pick-off attempt in their last game against Franklin. Hoping to see that number increase here today as Scott's already attempted a few times. That ball misses outside for ball four. And that's going to put runners on first and second with little effort from the Vikings. At the plate now is Alex DeVito, the senior from Michigan. Cougars in game one of today's doubleheader sat scoreless for the majority of the first half of the game. Really only 2 innings with any runs put up. And quickly the Vikings have runners in scoring position, but an early ball here for DeVito gets Scott set once again. This one popped high and hard into the outfield. Tracking it is Holloway, able to glove it, but Summerfeld's going to tag up and safely make his way to third. So moving things around the bases. Puts one out on the board. Runners on the corner. Ren Matsuzaki at the plate now for the Vikings. Takes that for ball one. One out, runners on the corners. Scott checking on the runner. Once again, no good. Perona making his way back to the base in time. Cougars thought that one was a bit closer, but Perona safely back at the bag once again. Matsuzaki last season hitting .273 for the Vikings. Gets ready for this one. Lets that one go for ball two. Takes a swing at that one, sends it foul. Bringing the count 2-1 now. Scott checks back on Perona at first. Cougars and Vikings faced off in opening weekend last season as well, down near St. Louis, where Vikings bested the Cougars 6-4. These two teams very familiar with each other. As Perona takes off to second, Mahler fakes the throw down, instead holds and keeps Sommerfeld at third. Lets Perona take the base. And a quick 3-1 count here. That ball outside for ball four. Loads the bases up early with only one out. Reese Arakaki up at the plate for the Vikings with the bases loaded, one out. Scott looking to get his way out of a jam here. Sends that one a little high for ball one. This one, contact from Arakaki, popped into the infield. Zagerman tracking it down, able to glove it and secure the out. Two outs now here, bases still loaded. That'll bring up Enzo Vertucci for the Vikings. as that one misses away for ball one. That one right down the barrel for strike one, but the throw down to first from Brandon Mahler is good and gets the out at first. Mahler and Scott ecstatic about that one, gets the Cougars out of the inning with the bases loaded. A great way to get out of a jam right there. That's going to send things to the bottom of the first. Cougars have the chance to strike first here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the first, Eli Hickman leading things off for CUC. Takes that for strike one. On the bump for the Vikings, number 24, Kevin Aeski. Hickman connects with that one, sends it deep into center field, but tracking it back was DeVito for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring Tyler Dorsch up to the plate. Dorsch struggled a bit in game one in finding success at the plate. Was able to get on base in the top of the ninth where it was needed, but takes that one for strike one. Dorsch swings at that one straight back for foul ball. Makes it an 0-2 count now. Dorsch reaches for that one, but keeps himself alive with another foul ball. Dorsch takes that one for ball one, a bit high. Dorsch connects with that one, sends it deep into left field. If it's fair, it's a good homer. They're going to call that foul. Cougar dugout unhappy. Assistant coach Connor Nelson having some words with the umpire. Incredibly unhappy on that call. Nelson had his hands up as soon as that ball left Dorsch's bat and tracked it the whole way. An unfortunate miss there for Dorsch. As that ball sailed to the parking lot. So a 1-2 count now for Tyler Dorsch. Pitch in there for strike 3. A swing and a miss for Dorsch. And quickly 2 outs now. Bringing Michael Kasich up to the plate. Unfortunate there for Dorsch. The initial chance at a solo shot to put the Cougars on the board first turned into a strikeout as Kasich takes that one for ball 1. That one right down the barrel for strike 1. Kasich takes a hack at that, sends it foul on the first base side. 1-2 count now. This one low and away for ball 2. Kasich sends that one as a line drive into foul territory. Some stray Cougars out that way, avoiding the straight shot. Ayeski delivers this one. Kasich takes a hack, sends it into right field, but Perona successfully able to grab that one and end the inning. No damage done. So we'll head to the top of the second, still scoreless, as both teams successfully evading each other by narrow margins. Lots of opportunities to score early on, but Cougars heading to the field with the Vikings having the next opportunity to strike first. Scott still working on the mound, but we're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Dylan Scott still working on the mound as that one is swung at by Bertucci, and it's going to drop into shallow left center. Bertucci getting things going early on, swinging at the first pitch he sees. Getting on a base early in the top of the second. Vinny Marvucik, at the plate now for the Vikings. Lets that one go for ball one. The pullback on the bunt, no good for a ball. Brandon Mahler looking to get another pickoff down at first off of that throw, but no good, a little high. Kasich able to collect it. That one straight down the barrel for strike one. This one finds the gap, puts runners on first and second. It's going to bring Riley Jepson to the plate, senior from Plainfield, Illinois. No outs here in the top of the second. Runners on first and second. This one in there for strike one. This one low and away for ball one. Scott with the delivery here. Drops low for ball two. They're going to say that one clipped Jepson. They're going to... Looks like home plate umpire is going to confirm. At first he signaled that it did hit him. Now having a quick conversation with the Vikings coach. And they're going to keep Jepson at the plate. 2-2 count here. And that one's put into play. Kasich able to collect it over at second. Zagerman not able to hold on to it. So that's going to keep runners at all three bases. And the bases now loaded with no outs. Not a good spot for the Cougars to be in. as Taylor Joseph heads to the plate for the Vikings, the freshman from Johnson Creek, Wisconsin. Bases loaded, no outs. A great opportunity for the Vikings, but Joseph takes that one for strike one. That one misses for ball one. 1-1 count here. Misses low and away for ball two. And that one's going to hit off the shoulder of Joseph and move the runners around. And the Vikings officially strike first. "1-0 here for the Vikings, top of the second. It's going to bring up top of the lineup for the Vikings, but Zagerman able to glove it. Can they turn two? They do, but another run is going to score. And the Vikings are up 2-0 now, but 2 outs now for the Cougars. A much-needed double play to get things going. But Perona back at the plate for the Vikings. 2 outs now for the As that ball is hit high into center field. Tracking it is Hickman, and Hickman's able to pull it in and get the final out of the inning, but not without some damage. 2 runs, 2 hits, and the Vikings officially take the lead as we head to the bottom of the second here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the second. Tyler Crater at the plate for CUC. Fouls that one off on the first pitch he sees. Kevin Aeski still working on the bump for the Vikings, as that one misses for ball one. Crater swings through that one for strike number 2. That one in there for strike number 3. One out now, bringing Brandon Mahler up to the plate. Cougars still having some trouble getting the bats going. We're pretty cold in the first game. Finding a similar situation here in game 2 as that ball misses low and away for ball 1. Brandon Mahler 0 for 4 at the plate in game 1, so still chasing his first hit of the season. As he connects with that one, sends it into right field, but able to track it is Perona for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Jake Mahler to the plate now. Mahler 1 for 4 at the plate in game 1 against Franklin. Takes that one upstairs for ball 1. Lets that one go past him for ball 2. Strike 1. Thought about swinging at that one, but let it go. Gets a hold of that one, lifts it into left field, tracking it back, losing it for a second, but making the diving grab was Sommerfeld for out number 3. And the Vikings get 3 quick ones to send things back to their side as we head to the top of the third. North Park still leading CUC at 2-0 here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network as we enter the top of the third. CUC still trailing North Park 2-0. Dylan Scott still working on the mound for the Cougars. Scott, one of the consistent starting arms for the Cougars since last season, making his first appearance here today. Last season, Scott with a .554 ERA as that ball is lifted by DeVito, but right to Brendan Holloway out in left field for out number 1. As I was mentioning with Dylan Scott, made 11 starts and appearances last season for the Cougars as a freshman. So a consistent arm here for CUC as he delivers this one, and the swing through is fouled off by Matsuzaki. Cougars playing this game here today, and then will make the trip down south to Florida for their usual spring break trip. Kicking things off with their first game in the Sunshine State on Friday, as they'll play Grove City College at 1 p.m. Eastern. But Cougars have a few more games this season than they did last season down in Florida, so a busy schedule as that ball is connected with and sent to the corner. Holloway tracking it down, but that's going to drop right over the fence for a solo home run. And the Vikings are going to keep putting numbers up. Matsuzaki with a solo shot of his own puts the Vikings up 3-0 here. Still only one out. Official was talking with Vikings coach for a moment. I believe there was a ball in play. The bunt laid down. Scott collects it. Gets the throw over. A little bit off, but Kasich able to collect it for the out. 2 outs now. And that'll bring Enzo Vertucci up to the plate. Scott sends that one in there for strike number 1. That one misses low for ball 1. Vertucci 1 for 1 at the plate so far today. Had a single in his first at-bat. As he lets that one go, bounces in the dirt for ball 2. Two-one count now, 2 outs. Scott gets set here, delivers this one right down the middle, swung at by Vertucci. Zagerman able to grab it, sends it over. Kasich with a little bit of a stretch, but able to pull it in and get the Cougars out of the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, and Cougars still trailing here, 3-0 heading into the bottom of the third. Due up for the Cougars, Holloway, Boswell, Zagerman, but we're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Brendan Holloway at the plate for CUC. Cougars trailing by 3 in the bottom of the third, looking to get something going here. As that ball misses outside for ball 1. This one low for ball 2. Holloway 1 for 3 at the plate in the last game against Franklin. Lets that one go high for ball 3, and a quick 3-0 count in favor of Holloway. That one just misses for ball 4. That's going to put a runner on base for CUC and bring up Yashawn Boswell. In game 1 today, Boswell also 1 for 3 at the plate with 1 strikeout. So looking to get hot here quickly as that ball misses high for ball 1. And we're going to have a quick word from Mazutaki to his pitcher here. Just the two of them. As Boswell sits with the 1-0 count. That one inside catches the corner of the plate for strike 1. That one well outside for ball 2. Boswell connects with that one, sends it. Can they turn the double play? No, but they're going to get the out at second. Jepson making the throw in time. So able to get the out. Not the double play, but runner at first still with 1 out. Xavier Zagerman now at the plate for CUC. Boswell over on first. Zagerman looks to lay a bunt down. Does so. The throw is in time, but advancing Boswell over. That's going to bring up 2 outs now for CUC. Runner in scoring position. Eli Hickman at the plate. Hickman coming off of a 2-run homer in game 1 that brought the Cougars back into the game. Fouls that one off. In game 1, Hickman 2 for 4 at the plate with 2 RBIs off of that 2-run homer in the top of the 9th. He's going to wear that one, I think, off the helmet. Appears to be okay. Knocked his helmet off. But making his way quickly down to first. Seemingly okay. Hickman now at first, Boswell at second, Tyler Dorsch at the plate for CUC. 2 outs here. Cougars typically a team that struggles at the plate with 2 outs, except for in the top of the 9th of their last game, as Dorsch lets that one go by for ball 1. Dorsch swings at that one, sends it high, still potentially in play, tracking it back. Cannot grab it is Masuzaki, but the sun playing a factor here. As we've seen it already happen today, being able to lose that ball in the sun is incredibly problematic on this field, as we've seen it a couple times in Game 1 against Franklin and potentially a couple times here so far today. That sun playing a factor in that ball being dropped there. One-two count now for Dorsch. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Takes a swing at that one. A good hit ball, finding some space, and that ball's going to drop in right center. Boswell's going to score. Hickman's going to score. Dorsch is going to go for 3. Successfully, he's going to get 3. Tyler Dorsch with a triple is going to send 2 home. And quickly, CUC is back in this game. Cougars now trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Michael Kasich now at the plate. Takes that one for ball 1. Tyler Dorsch doing what Tyler Dorsch does best and stepping up in a clutch moment. He's been a huge component for this CUC team over the years, and in his senior campaign, starting off Game 1 a little slow, but getting things going as Kasich hits that one up the middle, but Arakaki able to glove it and get that throw over in time. And Cougars are going to put 2 up on the board while still trailing 3-2 as we head to the top of the 4th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 4th. North Park leading at Concordia 3-2 here. Marvuchik up at the plate. Lets that one go by him for strike 1. That one misses outside for ball one. 1-1 count here. Dylan Scott still on the mound for CUC. Sends that one up the middle. Marvucek finding some space there. Scott checking the runner once again after picking up a big-time swinging strike out there for the first out of the inning. That one's fouled back by Joseph. Scott checking once again on Marvucek. Delivers this one. Shallow infield, caught by Boswell. And that's going to put 2 outs up on the board. Runner still on first, but that's going to bring up Nate Sommerfeld. That one's going to slide in there for strike number 1. Looking for a similar spot. Called for ball 1. Sommerfeld hit by pitch in his first at-bat. Grounded into a double play in his second. As Scott checks on the runner once again. That ball is sent high and deep. Dorsch is tracking it back in right field at the warning track. With the jumping grab, Tyler Dorsch able to grab it at the fence and secure out number 3 for the Cougars. CUC getting out of that inning with no damage done. No runs on 1 hit. Tyler Dorsch with the fairy tale catch as Cougars head to their half of the inning. Bottom of the 4th coming up in just a minute here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you guys for joining me here today for a neutral site non-conference matchup to begin the season. CUC trailing North Park 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Tyler Crater at the plate. Takes that one inside for ball number one. CUC already one game down today, falling to Franklin College in the game before this one. Lost 4-3 despite some good efforts from the Cougar Bats in the top of the ninth. As Crater fouls that one back to even the count at 1 apiece. Catches a hold of this one, but Jepson able to collect it and get it over for out number one. That's going to bring up Brandon Mahler. Mahler 0 for 1 in this game here. Flew out to right field in his first appearance, as he lets that one go by for ball one. That one catches in there for strike one. Evens the count at 1 apiece with 1 out. Mahler takes a late swing at that one, sends it foul. The delivery here, Mahler catches a piece of it, but collected by Arakaki and able to get the out once again. CUC quickly 2 outs. Jake Mahler now at the plate for CUC. Lets that one go by for strike number one. Mahler finds some space and is able to get himself on base there. Finding the gap between Joseph and Arakaki, giving space for Brendan Holloway now at the plate. That one goes by for strike one. Cougars 0 for 3 at the plate with 2 outs until that Mahler hit. And Holloway finds space the same way Mahler did and is going to move Mahler to second, 1 pitch at a time. And Cougars have 2 on base with Yashawn Boswell up to bat. Boswell taking a swing at the first pitch he sees, fouls it straight back. That one low in there for ball one. Boswell takes a hack, sends it in the exact same spot. Mahler's rounding. He's heading home. Holloway's held up at second, but Jake Mahler's going to score at home off the hit from Boswell. And We are all knotted up at 3 apiece. Off the hit from Yashawn Boswell. Cougars still operating with 2 outs here. It's going to put Zagerman at the plate now. As that one drops for ball 1. That one low for ball 2. 2-0 count here. 2 outs, runners on first and second. The delivery here in there for strike 1. Zagerman takes a swing at that one, misses, and a 2-2 count now. 2 outs, 2 runners on base. Ayeski trying to get the Vikings out of this. And that one misses for ball 3. Vikings thought they had the strike on it. Ayeski was moving for the dugout, but the ball will make it a 3-2 count here. 2 outs. The delivery attacked by Zagerman. That's deep. That's going back. That's a home run for Xavier Zagerman for the Cougars to take the lead. A rocket sent straight to center field from the sophomore. And the Cougars are on top of the Vikings in the bottom of the 4th. A huge home run for Xavier Zagerman. Cougs officially take the lead 6-3 here with the top of the lineup in Eli Hickman. Cougars still operating with 2 outs. I believe that was Zagerman's first career home run as well. As Hickman looks to bunt, pulls back for ball 1. This one swung on and lifted high into shallow right center. And Perona able to grab it and get the Vikings out of the inning, but the damage was done for sure. 4 runs, 4 hits, and the Cougars officially take the lead. Gonna see a pitching change for CUC, but Cougars take the lead as we head to the top of the 5th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, fresh arm for CUC on the mound in the freshman Kyle Connolly. Final stat line for Dylan Scott, 4 innings pitched, gave up 3 runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. As Connolly takes over here and sends that one in for a strike. Perona at the plate for the Vikings. He's 0 for 1 so far today with a walk. As that one is connected and sent foul for a 1-2 count now. This one once again connected on but sent foul along the third base side. This one low for ball 2. As that's going to catch Perona on the arm and send him down to first. Bringing up Alex DeVito to the plate. That ball outside for ball 1. Connolly delivers that one outside for ball 2. This one right down the barrel for strike number 1. That one misses the outside corner. Makes this a 3-1 count now. DeVito still chasing his first hit of the day. Perona makes the run, but the throw down takes a bounce off of Zagerman's glove. A little bit of a dancing around trying to collect it. But nonetheless, a walk for DeVito. Runners on first and second now for the Vikings. Still no outs. It's going to bring up Matsuzaki for the Vikings. Matsuzaki homered in his last plate appearance. The solo shot to put the Vikings up. That one's going to miss outside for ball 1. That one in there for strike number 2. Connolly delivers this one high for ball 2. Contact made there, sent straight back for a foul ball. Two count here, still no outs. Runners on first and second. Looking to get Perona at second, but a bit too slow Perona there with plenty of time. Swing and a miss there. Strike number 3. Kyle Connolly collecting his first collegiate strikeout and gets the first out of the inning for the Cougars. Reese Arakaki now at the plate for the Vikings. Connects with that one, sends it over to second. Boswell with the tag, and the throw is not in time. A sliding attempt there from Arakaki kept him safe. Head coach Colin Connor not happy about that. Arguing with the field umpire. Arakaki sliding headfirst into first base to remain safe. It's going to move runners around as Perona now sits at third. DeVito tagged out by Boswell, but Arakaki safe at first. Two outs now here. Delivery from Connolly in there for strike 1. Bertucci at the plate for the Vikings. This one misses well inside for ball 1. That one catches for strike number 2. Runners on the corner bags. Connolly looking to get out of this inning for the Cougars. One strike away from doing so. That one misses inside. Makes it a 2-2 count now. Connolly with the delivery. Misses low and away for ball 3. Full count here. 2 outs, runners on the corner bags. This one in play, grabbed by Kasich. Kasich with the flip over to Connolly, and the Cougs get out of the inning with a quick flip there from Michael Kasich to secure the out, keep the Cougars on top 6-3, heading into the bottom of the fifth. CUC leading here. Don't go anywhere as the Cougs are on fire with some momentum here as we head to the bottom of the fifth here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, CUC riding some momentum here. Tyler Dorsch up to bat for the Cougars, fresh off of a 2 RBI triple in his last at bat, Watches that one go by for ball number 1. That one high and away for ball 2. Ayeski still working on the bump for the Vikings. As he delivers this one in there for strike 1. Ayeski, 4 innings pitched thus far. 2 strikeouts on the day as Dorsch connects with that one, sends it into space. But successfully getting there is Sommerfeld to collect out number 1. And that will bring Michael Kasick up to the plate for the Cougars. One out here in the bottom of the 5th. That one misses high for ball. Kasick swings through that for strike 1. Kasick 1 for 4 in game 1 today against Franklin. So far in game 2, 0 for 2, looking to get his first hit of the game. Sitting with the 2-1 count now. Connects with that one, and making the diving effort was Jepson, but not able to get there. So Michael Kasick finding his way on base. Going to bring Tyler Crater up to the plate. Crater 0 for 2 in this second game as well. 1 for 4 in game 1 with 3 strikeouts. So far in game 2, 1 strikeout as that ball is hard hit over to third. Can they turn the double play? No. Joseph is able to get the throw to second in time, but not able to turn 2. So 2 outs now with Brandon Mahler at the plate. Prater now at first. Mahler 0 for 2 here in game 2. Looks at that for ball 1. Mahler 0 for 4 in game 1, so the junior still chasing his first hit of the season here. As that one in the dirt for ball 2. That ball right down the middle for strike 1. Ayeski still working here. 71 pitches, 45 strikes thrown. As that one misses low for ball 3. Mahler connects with that one. A hard hit ball and a bobble from Arakaki is going to get Mahler on base. That's going to put Jake Mahler at the plate now. 2 outs, 2 runners on. But Vikings head coach coming out to have some words. Luke Johnson, head coach of the Vikings in his 20th season. Ayeski having a good day on the mound so far. And he'll remain in, just trying to get out of this inning, minimizing the Cougar damage. CUC 2 outs here. This ball delivered in. Mahler thought Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a pitching change for the Vikings. Now in the game, number 31, Jackson Noose, junior from Hawaii, coming in with bases loaded after Jake Mahler's walk that loaded the bases. So Brendan Holloway now at the plate for CUC with a fresh arm looking to get out of this jam. New sends that one in, catches corner for strike number 1. That one up and away for ball number 2. Cougars found a lot of success so far in game 2 here today with 2 outs. 5 for 10 at the plate with 2 outs. Holloway takes that one inside for ball number 3. Vikings looking to avoid giving any runs, let alone any free runs, with 3 balls here. Noose really trying to settle in and not give up a free run off of a walk as he sends this one upstairs for ball 4 and does just that, walks a run in. And Cougars going to officially go up 7-3 now. 2 outs remaining, but Boswell now at the plate. Boswell catches a piece of that in foul territory, tracking it and able to get it is Vertucci. So able to get out of it with only allowing 1 run from that bases loaded scenario, 1 run off of 1 hit, but 3 left on base for the Cougars. CUC goes up big time, 7-3 here as we head to the top of the 6th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 6th at the plate for the Vikings. Marvucik looking to get things going here for North Park. CUC on top 7-3. Kyle Connolly still dishing on the mound for the Cougars, delivers that one in as ball 1. This one catches the outside corner for strike 1. Marvucik 2 for 2 at the plate so far today. Catches that one for a foul ball. Singled up the left side and up the middle in his last 2 at-bats. Decides a late swing on that one, able to foul it off, keep himself alive. Connolly delivers in a strike 3, swing and a miss there. Puts 1 out up on the board for the Cougars. And that's going to put Jepson at the plate now for the Vikings, 1 away. That one in there for strike 1. Misses wide for ball 1. Jepson struck out in his last at-bat. Keeps that one in play with a foul ball. 2-2 count here. This ball in there. Contact made. Going foul. Kasich chasing it down, but dead in the snow. Good attempt from Jepson to keep his at-bat alive here. Connolly sends this one in. Off the end of the bat, and that's going to stay fair. They're going to call that foul, actually. It was a close call, but just outside the right field line. Tyler Dorsch tracking it down, but the foul ball call going to keep Jepson at the plate. Connolly delivers this one. Contact made. Connolly looks to grab it. Gets the throw off, but still called safe. So Jepson now on first. 1 out. Joseph at the plate takes that one inside for ball 1. Joseph, 0 for 1 so far today as Connolly checks Jepson at first. Joseph swings through that one, fouls it off. A 1-1 count now. This one inside once again for ball 2. Vikings playing their second game of the day after this one. They'll be taking on Franklin College, as that one is connected and sent through the 6-hole. Moves Jepson to second and puts 2 runners on base, 1 out, as Sommerfeld comes to the plate now. Swing and a miss there from Sommerfeld, who is 0-2 so far on the day with a hit by pitch in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss there as well. 2 back-to-back strikes. As that one is made contact, Crater turns to 2. They're going to call Joseph out despite the ball popping out of Boswell's glove. They're going to say that it was on the transfer that ball bobbled. Luke Johnson, head coach of the Vikings, questioning that call. Jepson advancing his way to third. Sommerfeld on first. Luke Johnson pleading his case, but to no avail. So 2 outs now, runners on the corner bags. Perona at the plate for the Vikings. That ball misses outside for ball 1. Ball 2 just outside. Connolly checking Sommerfeld back at first. High and away for ball 3. A quick 3-0 count here for Perona. And a 4-ball walk will load the bases up for Alex DeVito. And the Cougar infield going to come together for a moment. Just a quick resettling as they make their way back. Connolly still dishing on the mound to DeVito here. As that ball misses for ball 1. Vikings 0 for 4 at the plate with 2 outs, 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, but with bases loaded and a favorable count so far, looking to get things going as DeVito takes strike 1. DeVito swings through that one for a 2-2 count here. Connolly one strike away from getting out of this bases loaded situation. As that ball misses outside to make this a full count now. As a swing and a miss, strike 3. Kyle Connolly gets out of the bases loaded situation. No runs allowed. A huge strikeout for the freshman. Gonna send this to the bottom of the 6th. Cougs still on top 7-3 here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Xavier Zagerman at the plate takes strike 1. Zagerman coming off of a career first home run in his last at-bat that put the Cougars up big. Quickly facing an 0-2 count here. As that ball misses high and inside. This one inside as well for ball 2. Jackson Noose still dishing on the mound for the Vikings. Delivers that one high for ball 3. Final stat line for Aeski, 4.2 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 7 runs allowed, as Noose walks Zagerman, putting a runner on first for the top of the CUC batting order in Eli Hickman. Hickman looks to bunt, pulls back. As the pickoff attempt at first is no good. Zagerman making the diving attempt back. Hickman swings through that one for strike one. That one misses low and away for ball two. Hickman 0 for 2 here in game two. 2 flyouts into the outfield and hit by a pitch in his second at-bat. And hit by a pitch in his fourth at-bat as well, as he wears that one off of his back. Moving Zagerman to second and putting Tyler Dorsch at the plate for the Cougars. Dorsch 1 for 3 in game two here. Struck out in his first at-bat, flew out to left field in his second at-bat, but picked up a triple in his second at-bat that got the Cougars on the correct path to start this game, but he takes strike one. As Noose looked to check Hickman at second, but nobody was covering, so Zagerman making a quick burst back to second. Dorsch swings through that one quickly, an 0-2 count now against the senior out of Phoenix, Arizona. As that ball misses low for ball one. Noose sends this one in. Dorsch connects with it. Caught on the left field line, Joseph able to tag the base and get Zagerman out, but can't get the throw in time. And the bottom of the sixth inning off of a throw out from third. Cougars unable to capitalize on 2 runners on base that allowed an easy out at third base. But now for the Cougars, we're going to see a pitching change here. As Ben Teachin now on the mound for the Cougars. Officially in the top of the 7th, CUC leading 7-3. Like I mentioned, some technical difficulties to close the bottom of the 6th inning, but Kasich struck out swinging. Tyler Crater at the plate put the ball in play to the third baseman where the unassisted out was recorded. But Teachin going to work on the mound here, delivers a strike for his first pitch. Matsuzaki at the plate for the Vikings. Fouls that one off. 1 for 2 at the plate today with the solo home run that jump-started things. But that's strike out That's strike number 3 for out number 1, as Teachin records his first collegiate strikeout and puts an out on the board for the Cougars. CUC finding some success with some of these younger pitchers. Kyle Connolly ending the day with 2 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 2 walks, but 3 strikeouts for the freshman. Teachin now on the mound. As that ball is put into play, Zagerman able to collect it. Gets the throw over with plenty of time to Kasich to record out number 2. And that's going to bring up Vertucci for the Vikings. As he hesitates on that one, lets it go by for ball number 1. That one misses outside for ball number 2. This one catches the outside corner for strike number 1. That one right down the barrel for strike number 2, and quickly Teachin gets himself back in with a 2-2 count here. And that one is fouled off. Vertucci keeping himself alive in this at-bat. Teachin delivers this one in the dirt for ball 3. And a full count now. 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ben Teachin, 1, 2, 3, gets them out. Sends the Cougars to the bottom of the 7th with no issues whatsoever. CUC on top, 7-3. A huge strikeout for the transfer. Ben Teachin, a junior transfer from Milwaukee Area Technical College, coming to CUC and putting in some work early on. 3 up, 3 down for CUC is a great way to get things going. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, CUC, after this game, ends for the day, but will be back in action very quickly as they head to Florida for the Russ Matt Central Florida Invitational, kicking things off on Friday, February 28th, where they'll play Grove City College at the Lake Myrtle Sports Park. Cougars play 9 games down in Florida, so a lot of Cougar baseball coming your way, with coverage able to be found at cucougars.com or on our YouTube page at CUC Sports. All games available for coverage at either of those spots, but CUC looking to pick up an early win before heading down to Florida here. If they can hold on to this 7-3 lead as we enter the bottom of the 7th. Cougars fell in their first game today against Franklin College, a tight matchup. ended up falling 4-3 after a hot ninth inning for the Cougars. Got things going. Eli Hickman with a 2-run homer with 2 outs to put them within 1, but CUC just unable to put one more up on the board. But momentum on their side here in game number 2 as Brandon Mahler takes a swing at his first pitch, and that ball is hit into center field. DeVito easily able to grab it for out number 1, putting Jake Mahler now at the plate. That ball in there for strike 1. That ball misses, makes it a 1-1 count now with 1 out. Mahler takes a swing at that one, fouls it back, 1-2 count now. Mahler pops that one high into the sky. Tracking it down is Joseph, and able to get it, losing his hat in the process, but able to successfully reel that one in for out number 2. It's going to put Brendan Holloway at the plate for the Cougars. Holloway 1 for 1 at the plate. Picked up a single through the left side in his second appearance, a walk in his last appearance, but looks at strike 1 there. That ball just misses outside for ball 1. That one in there for strike number 2. Holloway makes contact with that, but a leaping grab from Joseph sent over to fresh first baseman Johnson. Secures the final out, and the Vikings are able to get in and out of that inning with minimal damage. Like I mentioned, a defensive substitution for the Vikings came in number 44, Eli Johnson. So Johnson collecting that one with a bit of a stretch, but no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Not much happening there in the bottom of the 7th, but that's going to send things to the top of the 8th. Teachin still dishing on the mound for the Cougars. We're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Top of the 8th. Marvuchik at the plate for the Vikings. CUC leading 7-3 here. Sun starting to set a little bit, as you can see the shadows extending over the field. That ball misses outside for ball 1. Temperatures starting to drop a little bit as well. These games originally scheduled for a series in Kentucky, postponed and relocated due to cold temperatures and snow. So despite it being sunny and 47, still a bit chilly here as the stands and the field still covered with snow. But nonetheless, these two teams looking to get things going, and they have so far, as a quick 3-0 count here in favor of Marvuchik. Teachin sends this one in there for strike 1. Swing and a miss there from Marvuchik for strike number 2. And a full count now. As this one fouled off, kept alive. This one swung out and missed. A strikeout again for Ben Teachin. Gets things moving here in the top of the 8th. 1 out now. Is going to bring up Jepson for the Vikings. As that one misses outside for ball 1. Riley Jepson 1 for 3 at the plate today. A single in his last at-bat. As that one grazes his back and will put him on base with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Taylor Joseph for the Vikings. Joseph 1 for 2 here today. That one low and away for ball 1. Lots of Cougar faithfuls in the stands here in Indiana. Some familiar faces, some new faces joining us for the first time. Many Cougar fans originally planned on making the trip down to Kentucky, unable to change their plans, to Indiana. So, seeing whether you're joining us in person or on the Cougar Sports Network here, as always, thank you for tuning in with us as the infield takes a quick breather to talk with their junior pitcher. Two-0 count here. Delivery misses just high for ball 3. A 3-0 count now. 1 out, runner on first for the Vikings. As he sends that one inside for ball 4. That's going to put runners on first and second. And bring Sommerfeld back up to the plate. Top of the lineup for the Vikings. Sommerfeld looks at strike 1 there. Mahler keeping that ball in front of him. Not letting Jepson or Joseph move around the bags on it. But a 1-1 count now. Teachin steps off, looks to throw back towards Jepson, but nobody covering the bag. As he sends this one, swing and a miss there from Sommerfeld for strike number 2. Teachin sends this one low and away for ball 2. This one just misses for ball 3 and a full count now. 1 out, runners on first and second. As that one misses inside for ball 4. And that's going to load the bases up for the Vikings. With Joe Perona at the plate. Perona 0 for 1 so far here today. Looking to get things going, no better time than now, but takes strike number 1. That one in there for strike 2. That one fouled back by Perona, keeping his at-bat alive. Teachin delivers this one just outside for ball 1. That one swung on, fouled straight back. Still a 1-2 count here. Bases loaded, 1 out. That one misses outside for ball 2. Inside for ball 3, a full count here. Teachin gets set to deliver. This one misses wide for ball 4, and that's going to send a run in as Jepson will cross the plate for free. Put another run up for the Vikings, and head coach Colin Connor is going to come out and have a discussion with his infield. Looks like we are going to see a pitching change. Vikings cutting into this Cougar lead. CUC still leading 7-4, but bases loaded, 1 out. Looks like Elliot Higgins is going to be taking the mound for the Cougars. So we're going to take a quick break while he gets warmed up, but we'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. One-two count now here. As that one swung on and lifted by DeVito. Tracking it is Holloway. Able to get under it is Holloway, but runners are tagging up. Joseph's going to make it home. Summerfeld's going to make it to third. Perona's going to hold at 1. But Vikings put another run up on the board, but 2 outs now. Seven to 5, Cougars are on top. Higgins dishing on the mound still for CUC. Runners on the corner bags. Matsuzaki at the plate takes a hearty swing at that one, and it's deep. It's at the fence, and that's a home run over the right field wall. A huge swing there from Matsuzaki. That's going to give the Vikings the 8-7 lead. A huge home run there. CUC with 2 outs, but a base-clearing homer is definitely the way to get things going if you're the Vikings. CUC officially trailing now. That ball in there for ball 1. fouled off there. 1-1 count. Arakaki taking a second to have a quick conversation with his coach. Arakaki at the plate for the Vikings. Takes that one right down the middle for strike 2. Arakaki 0 for 4 here. As he takes a swing at that one, fouls it straight back. Higgins sends this one in. Ball set into play. Boswell fields it, gets it over to Kasich, and the Cougars are able to get out of the inning, but not without some damage. A big 5-run inning for the Vikings will seal the lead from the Cougars. Vikings now lead 8-7 as we head to the bottom of the 8th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the 8th. Vikings took the lead here in the top of the 8th with a monster 5-run inning, but a fresh arm on the mound for the Vikings in number 39, Ethan Condit. Final stat line for Noose, 2.1 innings pitched, with no hits and no runs allowed, 2 walks but 1 strikeout. So a new life here for the Vikings as Yashawn Boswell looks to get things going for the Cougars. Boswell takes a swing at the first ball he sees, sends it into center field. DeVito able to grab that with ease, and that's going to bring Zagerman up to the plate. Zagerman with his first career home run earlier in the game. Takes a swing at that one, sends it foul. As he drops that one into shallow center field for a base hit. It's going to send the Cougars to the top of the lineup. In Eli Hickman. Hickman 0 for 2 at the plate today. Flied out in the outfield twice and hit by a pitch twice, including in his last at-bat as he checks a swing there, but Zagerman's going to go, and he's going to be called safe on the stolen base. One 0 count here for Hickman. And Luke Johnson once again going to have a conversation with the field umpire about that call. Was a bit of a close call. But nonetheless, Zagerman remains at second. Johnson now talking to the home plate umpire. As Hickman gets set here. That ball inside for ball 2. That ball misses away for ball 3. Condit sends this one in there for strike 1. Hickman takes a hack at that, sends it into the bleachers to make this a full count here. 1 out, runner on second. That ball in there for ball 4. Vikings thought they had the strikeout, but instead the walk for Hickman, and Coach Johnson calling his infield in as Tyler Dorsch now set up for CUC. One out, runners on first and second. Dorsch 1 for 4 today. as he takes this one low for ball 1. Dorsch swings at that one. Looking to turn the double play, and they do to get themselves out of the inning. Vikings turn the double play and hold the Cougars scoreless while remaining on top 8-7 as we head to the top of the 9th. Vikings have the opportunity to hold on to this lead or extend it. Cougars looking to hold them where they are. But Vikings on top 8-7 as we head to the top of the 9th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 9th. Vikings lead the Cougars 8-7. Elliott Higgins dishing on the mound for CUC. At the plate, Eli Johnson, junior out of Rockford, Illinois. Quickly a 1-1 count. Johnson's first at-bat here in this game, and he looks at strike number 2 there. Cougars took the lead over the Vikings in the 4th inning, where they held on to it until the last inning, where the Vikings put up 5 runs to go ahead by 1. 2-2 count here. As that ball drops for ball 3. Ball's put into play and bounces foul. Fortunate for the Cougars, as that was going to be a tough throw to make had it stayed fair. Johnson still sitting with a full count here. Higgins with the delivery. Popped up into right field. Dorsch tracking it down. Coming in and grabbing it is Tyler Dorsch for out number 1. One out now. That's going to put Marvuchik at the plate for the Vikings. That ball is low for ball 1. That ball drops low for ball 2 and a quick 2-0 count in favor of the Vikings. Higgins gets that one in there for strike 1. This ball's put into play, caught by Higgins. Line drive right back at the junior pitcher. And secures out number 2. Putting Jepson back at the plate for the Vikings. Jepson 1 for 3 at the plate today. Hit by a pitch in his last at-bat and in this one as he wears that one off of his shoulder immediately. And that's going to put a runner on base for the Vikings. Taylor Joseph now at the plate for North Park. 1 for 2 at the plate so far today. Takes that one in there for strike 1. Higgins checking on Jepson at first, no good. Higgins sends this one in there for strike number 2. 0-2 count here in favor of the Cougars. Joseph looking to keep this at-bat alive. Higgins sends this one in. Swing and a miss. They're going to say foul tip. Keeping this at-bat alive here for Joseph. This ball popped up high. Crater chasing it down in foul territory, and he's able to grab it for out number 3. And that's going to do it for the top of the 9th, putting fate in the Cougars' hands. CUC trailing by 1 in the bottom of the 9th. Just needs 1 to tie it up, 2 for the win. On deck for the Cougars, Kasich, Crater, and Mahler. CUC looking to pull off this victory here in the bottom of the 9th. So don't go anywhere as we get an exciting bottom of the 9th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the ninth, CUC trailing North Park by 1. Michael Kasich at the plate for the Cougars. Ethan Condit still on the mound for the Vikings. CUC just needs 1 to tie things up. Kasich looks at strike number 1. One in there. Kasich takes a swing at it, sends it foul. And a quick 0-2 count now for the senior. Kasich 1 for 4 in game 2 here today. This ball's in there. Swung on and missed for Kasich. Out number 1 is going to bring Tyler Crater to the plate. Again, CUC just chasing 1 here. Crater 0 for 4 in game 2. This ball in there for strike 1. Condit thrown 14 pitches, 9 strikes so far. As he sends this one in for strike number 2. Crater looking to keep this at-bat alive. Condit sends this one in. And they're going to say he did not swing on it. For ball 1. Crater thought they called the swinging strike on that. First base umpire said he did not swing. 1-2 count here. 1 out. Condit sends this one in. High for ball 2. Crater connects with that one, sends it into the 6 hole, and finds his way onto base. That's going to put Brandon Mahler at the plate for the Cougars, operating with 1 out here. Mahler also 0 for 4 here in game 2. Tying run is on base. As Mahler swings at that one, opportunity for a double play, but they're going to call that a dead ball. And calling that foul instead. Oh, 1 count here for Mahler. Condit looks to pick off Crater at first, but back safely. Mahler takes a swing at that one, sends it in the exact same spot Crater did for another base hit. 1 at a time. Cougars making their way on base, puts Jake Mahler now at the plate. One out here in the bottom of the 9th. Jake Mahler 1 for 3 here in game 2. Mahler connects with this one. Gloved by Joseph. Can they turn 2? No, they're going to call Jake Mahler safe. Brandon Mahler out at second. But Tyler Crater, the tying run on third base. A close attempt there. Jake Mahler just barely making it on base. And that's going to put 2 outs now with Holloway at the plate, but Luke Johnson calling his infield in. Cougars found success with 2 outs on the day, 5 for 13 at the plate with 2 outs, 3 for 9 at the plate with runners in scoring position. So a situation that the Cougars are comfortable in, they've found comfort in, and being able to get things moving with that kind of pressure on is exactly where they're comfortable. Holloway 1 for 2 at the plate today, 2 walks, and a single through the left side in his second at-bat. Cougars only needing 1 run to tie things up. And that run is 90 feet from scoring. As North Park breaks and gets set here. Condit still pitching for the Vikings. Two outs. Holloway at the plate. Looks at that one for strike 1. Takes a crack at that, sends it into shallow center field. DeVito chasing it down, and that ball's going to drop. Crater's going to score. And we have a tie ball game off of that dropped ball into shallow center field from Brendan Holloway. New life here for the Cougars. Winning run 90 feet from home plate. Runners on the corners. Tie game, 2 outs. Boswell at the plate. This ball in, hit by Boswell, deep, tracking it. Unable to get it, and the Cougars are going to secure the win with the walk-off hit from Boswell. Cougars storming Boswell in the infield. A huge win for CUC. Coming back from trailing, holding on to the lead, giving up 5 runs, and then turning around and winning in the walk-off fashion. CUC does it somehow. If there's one thing that Cougars love, it is a dramatic walk-off. We've seen it last season in Florida. We've seen it here again. CUC doing what they do best in the walk-off fashion to secure win number 1 on the season over the Vikings. A huge win for the Cougars coming off of a narrow missed win against Franklin earlier today. CUC collecting it, going home on the weekend 1-1 ahead of their Florida schedule. It's a great day to be a Cougar when you win like that. Showing all-around effort and grit all the way up to the final at-bat. CUC, like I mentioned, comfortable playing with 2 outs. 7 for 15 at the plate with 2 outs. And that's where they scored the majority of their runs here today. And it paid off as CUC wins this one 9-8. So as we get ready to wrap things up, I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody watching here. All the Cougar faithful making it out to Indiana. Thanks for bearing with us through all of these schedule changes, time changes, state changes. I'm Kayla McLeod on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll see you in Florida.